Hi everyone, it's TJ again, and I hope y'all are doing well today. I am doing another declutter progress report, and I'm planning on doing that on Fridays. That way, during the week, as I've gone through the house cleaning or cooking or whatever, doing whatever, and see things that I can get rid of, I'll put them in a certain area that I can have them handy on Friday. Okay, let's get started, shall we? I went through the kitchen and decided to get rid of a few things out of the kitchen, and things I have multiples of. I don't have multiples of these. I like the idea of wooden utensils, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I like them for using. I think I like the way they look when I used to have them sitting on the counter. Just a certain ambiance of country cooking type thing. But the older I get, the less I care to cook, and I try to cook as easy, as simple meals as possible. And so I'm finding I don't use so much of my cooking tools as I used to. So especially in the summer, if it can be cool and quick, that's what I eat. So that's why I like to cook once and eat several meals off of something. So I've got 2 backups of a slotted cooking spoon, and these are the last of my wooden utensils, and I don't use them. I had them in a spare area, so they've got to go. I told myself to kick my decluttering up a notch. It would be good to pretend or act as if I had to move within a week and look at everything. I know this is nothing new what is the word? I don't know. I can't think of the word right now, but it's nothing new as a way to declutter. It's just, you gotta sometimes play mind games with yourself, or at least I do, to be able to let go of certain things. So that's what I've been doing. And the next thing I have rounded up is some cat toys, some more cat toys. I've gotten rid of several cat toys because our cats, they like what they like. They play with what they play with only certain toys, and the rest just kind of like, oh goodness, sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's obviously a hair. Oh well, I'll just have to deal with it. I have such wonky, almost like wiry hair. You can see it's always very frizzy, and the fact that we live in a humid area doesn't help that. But it is what it is. And I quit coloring my hair years ago, so what you see is what you get. This is my natural color with striations of gray in it. So anyway, I'm gonna pass these 3 kitty toys along. My son, my cat son, he just doesn't like this and he won't play with it. So, and my grand cat, my daughter's cat, she she doesn't play with them either, so they are going to be passed along. I know last time I got rid of my last pair of eyeglasses, prescription eyeglasses, but what do you know? Pack rat. I was going through a drawer and of my sunglasses and things to look through and see if if there was anything I can get rid of. I keep my sunglasses, I keep my reading glasses in there. I got these these and 2 other pair of reading glasses for $3.99, y'all. So I got those when my vision changed a bit this last eye doctor visit, so I had to search for some new strength reading glasses. So I found those, $3.99 for 3 pair, and I like, I like them. So I found, I had totally forgotten I had these because they were way in the back of the drawer, of course. What you don't use, or what I don't use, tends to work its way slowly back away from, the near area that would be easy to grab. But what did I find? I found my prescription glasses from before this last pair I had. And I wore this last pair for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, maybe more. I don't think it was more than 3 years, but I just totally, I had these set aside thinking I'm going to give them away, and then somehow they ended back up in my glasses drawer. And then these were the the whatever you wear over your prescription lenses. And there's really nothing wrong with either of these. The last pair, and I don't think I got I think I got these were the last pair I got at the eye doctor's office. And then I finally took the plunge in using Zenni, and it's so much savings to go through Zenni. It was a little intimidating at first, but now that I've done it, I don't think I'm going back. So anyway, I'm going to pass these along. Okay, next, another kitchen item I am going to get rid of. This thing is so old. I inherited this thing when my husband and I got married. This was his, but it's gotten to where the button is really touchy. So I'm gonna again touch base with my daughter to see if it's worth donating to a thrift shop, because again, I don't want to pass on stuff that is just gonna be a hassle for the thrift shop to deal with and throw away. So I'm gonna ask her about that. And these, my daughter passed on to me. This has been used. I think it's about down to here. This one is totally full. She found that she couldn't use it because of her sensitive skin, so she asked me if I wanted them. And where she has sensitive skin, I have sensitive I don't know if it would be technically multiple chemical sensitivity, but I'm very, some scents really, they can give me a headache, they can make me feel sick. Now these don't do that, but they're very lightly scented, and I just, I think I'm gonna just pass them along. I used them once, and I don't know, they just weren't for me. So, and they weren't for her. And the scent is fine. It's a very light scent, and this one is, I asked her about, I said, you know, since this is so far down, she said they may bundle them and sell them as a bundle. So I'm going to pass those along. They can always throw away the mostly empty one if they like. Okay, 2 more things to go, and then I'm going to let y'all go because I had very little. I mean, I had a lot of paper and bill, like trash, decluttered this week. So, I mean, I totally wasn't being too lazy this week. Plus, I cleaned out a lot of in my phone, excuse me, I cleaned out a lot in my phone of, again, I am the queen of screenshotting because I may want to read that later and I'll forget where I saw it. So, and most of it I don't go back and read. So I will go back occasionally and get rid of trash in my phone that takes up space. In fact, I got a notification from my phone just yesterday saying, hey, you might want to get rid of some stuff. Okay, this pen, you know, it looks like a nice pen. It came from the place my husband used to work, and it's a good weight pen, but I don't know if the ink dried up or what. I'm kind of particular about the pens I use because you know, I think we're all like that. Just some things feel good in our hand and stuff. So I never really used it, but when I was journaling this past week, I ran across it and I thought, well, let me give this another chance. Well, it's like I say, I don't know. It probably dried up because no one has used it that I'm aware of. So that's gonna go in the trash. And back last week, I was decluttering some jewelry that just had seen better days. You know, just weren't something I wanted to wear anymore, or I was just kind of over them. I asked my daughter, I started to say it, I said, do you know, like, I have some jewelry that it's, what do you call it? Not tarnished, because it's not necessarily sterling silver, it's just worn. And before I could get that sentence out of my mouth, she says, I have the answer for you. Now, where she used to work, she said they would take vases and just throw jewelry in, you know, just whatever, like chains, necklaces that they didn't want to detangle, you know, like maybe one earring that lost its mate, just things like that, just odds and ends. And they would throw them in these vases. And she said they were good money makers because it was kind of like a mystery bundle, or a you know, just odds and ends. And people, she said, they could look in the vase, they could see, you know, they could kind of look. And she said every now and then there would be some decent things in there, but it was kind of like you pay and no returns, of course, you know, you get what you get, and kind of like a little, you know, you take, I can just picture people dumping their vase out and looking through it to see if there's anything decent in there. So now where I donate, she said she doesn't know that if they do that anymore. She has long since worked for Goodwill, but and I don't, she says she doesn't know if they do that anymore. And the place I donate to, I don't know if they do it at all. So I'm going to donate those pieces of jewelry, those odds and ends, and you know, what they decide to do with it is out of my hands at that point. But now the last thing I'm going to get rid of is my mascara. I've been using, I have 2 tubes in my little, where I stick stuff, you know, makeup, like lip liners and whatnot. I have 2, and I knew that one I had been using, and I knew the second one was newer than the other one and hadn't been used that much. Well, what did I keep reaching for? The one that had been used. I couldn't tell because they both looked the same. I'm such a ding dong sometimes. Anyway, today, I've been putting mascara on and thinking, this I don't like this anymore. I used to like it. I thought I liked it. I like the fact that you can just wash it off with, whatever facial cleanser you choose to use. But it just seemed like, I'm like, ugh. And then today, ding dong, I think, okay, I'm going to look for that other mascara. I can't remember where I put it. I'm always hiding things from myself. And I'm going to see if, I'm going to compare them to see which, maybe I'm using the old one. Lo and behold, where was the other one? It was in the same thing that this one was in. And so after using this one that's kind of dried up and wasn't giving me any impact, this isn't like a heavy duty, gloopy, gloppy, like heavy, it doesn't deposit a lot of product, which I kind of like that. I'm not into, gloppy, I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of like a more natural look. And, but this was too natural. This was almost like I'm not even putting on mascara. So I used the other one, and yes, it gave more mascara. And see, it's so light, you can't really see it, but that's fine. And I'm fine with that. It's like a good everyday mascara. I don't want to be like, TJ's coming, her eyelashes are coming, so I don't know. I'm just being silly. But this one is going in the trash so that there's no mistaking anymore. And honestly, I think I'm finding that I'm missing, I'm gonna throw this in the trash. I find that I'm missing my L'Oreal Voluminous. It's messier to take off and all, but I like the payoff of mascara more. It's like a notch above this stuff I'm using, but it's not too, I don't feel like it's too much. So, and so that's that, y'all. And I'm glad you're here with me. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you have a good weekend. And I'll just continue on with my declutter journey. And if you're decluttering as well, power to the decluttering people. So I'm gonna continue on about my day. I'm gonna go check on those pans of chicken I have going. I have started eating more protein, like meat protein, salmon and chicken. I've been eating some of that because I was feeling, I don't know, I think I've mentioned before, I'm more plant-based, and I enjoy the way I feel eating more plant-based, but I try to listen to my body, and I have been feeling like my body is saying it needs protein from animal sources. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, and I would prefer not to consume animal protein, but there's just, in my case and in my opinion, there's just times where only animal protein will do, and I can't totally get away from buying animal protein because I make my dog's food, and I'm not going to make her a vegan. I'm just not going to do that because, I'm not going to do that. So, but she eats more, she eats a lot of plant too. So, she had liver issues, and she still has high liver enzymes, higher than normal. But when I found that out years ago, I mean, she's done well since I've started making her food, and I supplement it with a good dried. Here I go. I'm off on another tangent. I supplement it with a good brand of kibble, and I know that's a controversial thing, but we all do the best we can, right? We're doing the best we can, and even the vet wants me to give her kibble, because just to kind of keep her balanced and rounded out, you know. I'm no scientist, I'm no nutritionist, and I'm sure not a canine nutritionist, so I want to be sure she's getting the nutrients she needs. So I supplement her and stuff. And I want to say I so believe in this product, and I don't, this is not paid, sponsored, but if they wanna, I'm your girl, because I so believe in the product. It's called Pet Pain Away, and the reason I believe in it is, I've been giving it to her for years, ever since she started having her IVDD issues. That's when I started giving her the Pet Pain Away supplement, and I'll show the tube next time. But I thought, I don't know, maybe this stuff isn't really working. How do we know? I don't know. But so I quit giving it to her for a while, thinking, she seems okay, she's fine, she's not in pain, so I'm not gonna give it to her, and see how she does. Well, she started showing signs of pain, and so I immediately ordered another tube, and I've never quit giving it to her since. And so that's that, and I'm going to hush now. And as always, I thank you for joining me and putting up with my detours and rabbit trails and my chattiness. So I will see y'all next time. Hopefully I'll see you. And if you would please consider subscribing to my channel, or commenting, or whatever you feel in your heart to do to help a girl out, I would so appreciate it. And again, have a great weekend. See y'all Monday, and until next time, arrivederci everyone.